And Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton is asking a judge to shut down migrant shelters run by Annunciation House. His office claims the Catholic charity is encouraging people to cross the border illegally and participates in human trafficking. NewsNation's Jorge Ventura joins us live from San Antonio. Jorge, what is Annunciation House saying about the Attorney General's accusations of it being a stash house aiding illegal immigrants?
Oh, good morning, Nick. So the shelter did defend itself on court Monday against the state's attempts to close its doors and following claims that the shelter is running stash houses aiding illegal immigrants. Now, Annunciation House's attorney is accusing Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton of violating the shelter's religious freedom, subjecting them to unreasonable search and seizure, and making false claims to generate negative press about chaos on the border.
What we're talking about is the fundamental teaching of Jesus. Love one another, no exceptions. If that does not get protection, what does? This is a disappointing attack on religious freedom in Texas, period.
Annunciation House publicizes its willingness to shelter immigrants, and yet the federal government does not prosecute Annunciation House.
Now, Paxton accuses the shelter of encouraging people to cross the border illegally and hindering law enforcement efforts to arrest illegal immigrants. For now, the shelter does not need to turn over any documents until a final ruling is made, Nick.
And Jorge, when is the decision expected in the lawsuit against Annunciation House, and what outcomes are both sides actually looking for in this?
So according to the El Paso judge, he will make a final ruling within 2 weeks. Now, Annunciation House is going to ask the El Paso judge to block Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton from his attempts to seize any operations of the shelter, as well as turning over any documents without a judicial review. Now, Ken Paxton, on the other hand, is asking the judge to not only shut down the operations, but then turn over documents to the state that it says that it's still not doing yet. It's also going to issue an injunction to seize its operations and appoint a receiver to manage its affairs. That's what Ken Paxton is going to be requesting. Ken Paxton is also arguing that this is going to be necessary to stop the shelter's illegal activities, but we won't know any of this information, Nick, for another 2 weeks when that final ruling is made. So we'll see if the shelter needs to turn over any of those documents to the state of Texas.
And Jorge, that decision could have ramifications across so many organizations that work to help migrant families. Jorge, thank you so much.
Thanks for watching, everybody. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. Also, don't forget to click that red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.